Have you heard about Anchor? If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can also make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So go download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started.
Joe Biden gets someone to wipe his butt, apparently. Psaki doesn't know why you need to ask questions. And a group in Dallas wants all white people just not to go to good schools to make everything equal. All today, Eric's America. You have come to the right place. Hope you love America. Hope you're tired of the same thing all day, every day. Bringing you a different point of view. Bringing you the right point of view. From an everyday American. Recorded all over. No agenda, just America. Hello, welcome back. Happy Tuesday. At least it's not Monday, right? No. That's the best thing you can say about Tuesday, is it's not Monday. So, hey, you know what? Always looking for that silver lining. Always. Oh, man, what a weird and strange weekend. I guess a lot going on. A lot going on in different areas, I guess. I was actually sidetracked for a little while with the whole college football thing going on, because I'm a huge college football fan, a huge Mountaineer fan, and so all kinds of craziness going on there. Who knows what's going to happen? So, of course, that's a big thing because, you know, West Virginia is actually in the middle of the Big 12. Why? I never really understood what happened there, but yeah, we're in there with Texas and Oklahoma, and apparently they've decided to take their things elsewhere. I guess the only real reason is money. You know, I guess. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's crazy. I'll probably talk about it more. I know that's not what this show is about, but it could have a lot of ramifications across American life because a lot of things are going to change. We'll see what all happens. It may not get as crazy as everybody thinks it will, or it may completely go nuts and change it forever. We don't know. We'll see what happens. But in other news, apparently the world didn't get any better over the weekend. I thought it would. I really thought that maybe over the weekend people would come to their senses, things would get better, but no, that's not what happened. Apparently, something strange happened with Biden. Now, this is probably the strangest clip I have of Biden ever. And that's saying a lot because he has some weird clips. We've went through all of them, you know, him calling people names, you know, whispering creepy, you know, smelling children, corn pop. I mean, just a weird ass guy anyway. I mean, there is no way in hell I'd want to be around this dude at all, period. But it got weirder. Actually, it actually somehow managed to go even further into the absolute, I don't know, the Twilight Zone, I guess. So here he was walking to Marine One, I guess, and so it's a little noisy because of the helicopter going in the background. Some reporters are outside yelling at him, and I have no idea what the hell this is. I couldn't tell you. I just know what it sounds like he said. We're going to play. It's a little short clip here.
Immigration needs to be in reconciliation. Must it be in reconciliation?
It must be what?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll listen to that again. There's some lady screaming about reconciliation.
Must it be in reconciliation?
My butt's been wiped. That's what it sounded like to me. Apparently, he said, my butt's been wiped. Okay. None of that is necessary, Joe. And the weird part is, you would think that, you know, with all these crazy fact checkers and all the stuff that goes on and on and on, there would be 100 stories out today going, no, Joe said something different. It's a helicopter. You didn't hear it right. Nobody heard it right. They said they don't know what he said. So I'm guessing it means that he said, my butt's been wiped. Okay. Well, is that Jill? Is that some of the staff? Actually, we don't need to know, Joe. We don't need to know at all. So apparently he was out campaigning for Terry McAuliffe, who's just an abomination. I don't even know. Terry McAuliffe, Ralph Northam. I mean, these are the worst people. Why people are electing them to be the governor of Virginia, I don't know. I have no clue why anybody would vote for any of these people, ever, for any reason. But apparently he was out stumping for Terry McAuliffe, and some people started heckling him, and he gets a little salty about it.
Now, and I'm genuinely complimenting her.
Thank you. Literally complimenting.
That's okay. That's all right. That's all right. No. Let him talk. No,
Look.
First.
I'm on my meds right now.
That's okay.
Still want some pudding, but I'm fairly clear.
Look, this is not a Trump rally. Let him holler. No one's paying attention.
Oh, okay. Nobody's paying attention. Huh. Weird. I guess you're going to find out here soon in the midterms how many people are paying attention, Joe. How many people are paying attention? It's getting a little nuts. I mean, you know what's crazy is if you want to keep your show on one of the major streaming things, you can't cover what's been going on with some of these election audits. Literally, it says that, you start talking about it, they'll just pull your shit down. I mean, weird. I was not aware that we were in China. I thought we were still in the U.S., but I would be wrong, and there is a lot more evidence that we are definitely in China now. We are no longer in the United States of America. None of it seems to apply anymore at all. None of it. It's gone completely way off the rails. And there's just some things we're going to talk about a little later that will make you sick. It's not even like, oh, it blows your mind or whatever. It's just going to make you nauseous. But one clip that I missed Friday, and I feel really bad because this one was great. It's from Joe's town hall he had last week, which was absolutely a dumpster fire. He was just a rambling, wandering old, retarded circus monkey, wandering around, just blathering on about nothing at all. And there was one clip I missed, and it really bugged me, and I have to do it now. We had him get heckled there, and he said his butt had been wiped, so we've got that far. Here is him. This one was good. This is the same thing. This is from the other day. He's talking. He forgets a congressman's name, and then I guess he forgets what they told him about somebody.
Senator Leahy, Leader McCarthy, Senator Casey, Congressman Scott, Congressman. Where is he? There you are, Paul.
Congressman, where is he?
You understand this better than anybody does. I want to thank you, Congressman, for all your work. And I want to thank you all for being here. Second, by the way, where's Mom? Mom?
Your mom?
Is she here?
Who's Mom?
Oh, she's watching. Okay, I thought you looked. I said, Mom is out there. I was going to ask her to stand up, but Mom, you can't stand up if you're home.
No, you really can't, Mom. Mom, you can't stand up if you're home. I don't know if your roof is really, your ceiling is way too short that you can't stand up, or... Where's Mom? Mom, are you out there? Oh, never mind. You're in that really small house. You can't stand up. I'll just keep watching, Mom. I have no idea. Those seem coherent compared to what I'm about to play you. Those seem like somebody who, I don't know, at least average. The next clip I'm about to play you is what dementia, or not even dementia, this is what Alzheimer's or some sort of cognitive decline sounds like. This is what it sounds like, exactly what it sounds like. when you're completely out of your mind. This is him talking to Don Lemon at his town hall. Completely out of his fucking mind.
You got the vaccination?
Yeah.
Are you okay? I mean, you seem... No, it works.
You seem okay. Are you okay? Did you get the shot? Yeah. You're okay? You didn't die? No, Joe. I'm fine. Are you sure? You sure you didn't die? Are you okay? Why are you asking if okay? I thought it was like the safest thing since, filtered, purified spring water. I thought that was, no one... I mean, you can't get COVID. You're perfectly fine. There's no reason in the world that there should be anything wrong with you. In fact, you should be impervious to bullets by now, the way they're selling it. So that was a little strange question. Are you okay? I'm not sure. Are you okay? I'm not really sure what. We'll start that over.
You got the vaccination?
Yeah.
Are you okay? I mean, you seem... No, it worked.
You seem...
Or,
it worked.
Or the mom and dad. Or the neighbor, or when you go to church, or when you're...
What?
No, I really mean it. There are trusted
Really mean what?
interlocutors. Think of the people.
Okay.
If your kid wanted to find out whether or not there's a man on the moon, or whatever, something, or, or whether those aliens are here or not, who are the people they talk to beyond the kids who love talking about it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's not edited, by the way. That's not just stringing together random crap that Joe said. That's literally what he said. Literally, there's no jump cuts. There's no cuts in that. None. Check that out. I mean, I know it's sad, but you got to listen to it again because I don't know what the hell he's saying.
You got the vaccination?
Yeah.
Are you okay? I mean, you seem... No, it worked.
You seem... it worked.
Or the mom and dad. Or the neighbor, or when you go to church, or when you're...
What?
No, I really mean it. There are trusted
Really mean
interlocutors. Think of the people.
Okay.
If your kid wanted to find out whether or not there's a man on the moon, or whatever, something, or, or whether those aliens are here or not, who are the people they talk to beyond the kids who love talking about it?
I can tell you who they're not talking to, Joe. They're not talking to you because you have no clue what the hell you are saying. No one knows what the hell you're talking about at this point. You asked Don Lemon if he survived getting the shot. Apparently he did. He answered. All right. What the hell that has to do with their parents or going to church or kids wondering if there's a man on the moon or if there's aliens? Holy shit. What kind of drugs are you doing there, Joe? I mean, I know they're probably giving you medication to try to keep your brain still firing at least on one cylinder, but damn. I have talked to people on the street that were obviously majorly impaired by illicit substances that made a hell of a lot more sense than what the hell you just listened to. I have no clue what the hell any of that was about. That is just wow, just absolutely insane. And that blends in pretty well because here he is later on, I think it was later yesterday, talking about how Republicans, man, they're scaring everybody. Those Republicans, I mean, they're out there talking about how the world's going to end and I mean, they're fear mongers. I mean, you couldn't believe it, right? Here you go.
Let me close with this. I'm sorry I'm getting kind of wrapped up in this.
Are you?
I need him. Look, in this election and in 2022, the question the American people are going to be asking is whether or not we're helping them and their families.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
giving them
Joe,
anything,
you're
but
not.
giving them
You're
a
killing
shot.
us.
Just giving them an even shot. Do we understand what they're going through? Can we deliver for them? As Democrats, we have to show we do understand. And we're delivering for them. And we're keeping our promises.
Are you?
We just have to keep making the case. Just as the Republican Party today offers nothing but fear, lies, and broken promises.
What?
No.
Fears, lies. I mean, has the Republican Party been out there like telling everybody the world is going to end in 10 years unless we all just go back to living in mud huts with no electricity and eating bugs. I don't believe that's been the Republican Party. Pretty sure it hasn't. I don't know what the hell is going on. I mean, like I said, you did just hear the last clip, so obviously we know what's going on. He's, completely and utterly out of his mind. I mean, it doesn't function anymore, period. So, oh, well, what are we going on? So his lackeys are not doing so well either. His shill, Psaki, is not doing well. Circleback Psaki is not doing well. She's getting a little upset. Of course, Joe and his, dementia was out last week, and, they were pushing the whole thing. He was pushing it and said, well, listen, you get the shot. You're impervious to anything. You're definitely not going to get COVID. Well, of course, that obviously isn't true. There's a lot of breakthrough cases. Everybody's talking about it around the world, blah, blah, blah. People are getting sick. People aren't dying. Great. That's a good thing. That's good. Maybe you should sell it on that. Stop selling it on the other lies and sell it on that. That's fine. But that's not what they're doing, and that's not what Joe was saying. He said, no, yep, if you get it, you won't get COVID. So some people decided to ask Psaki. And yes, I know she pronounces it Saki before anybody decides to be a smartass. But it has a P, and I do not discriminate against P's. So it's Psaki. Anyway, she's getting a little testy with some people asking her about what are the numbers, Jen? Come on, Jen. What are the numbers that we're talking about? She gets a little upset.
Go ahead. Oh, Kelly, I'm sorry. I'll come to you next.
Two questions. One, this administration has long claimed that we're trying to be the most transparent in history. If that's the case, why won't you just release the number of
why don't you just release the numbers, Jen?
You had of vaccinated staffers?
Well, I think first we're in a very different place than we were 6 to 7 months ago as it relates to the virus. And as many medical experts have said, inside and outside of the government, those who are vaccinated are protected from serious illness.
That's what you've said.
Most are asymptomatic if they are individuals who are vaccinated who get the virus. We are in a different place in terms of the impact of individuals who may have, as you said, breakthrough cases.
Why not just provide the number? Are you trying to hide something?
No, but why do you need to have that information?
The transparency, the interest of the public, having a better understanding of how breakthrough cases work here.
Transparency.
Why do you even need that information? Why should I answer any of your questions? I know it's my job. I'm paid by the American taxpayers, are paying the bills for all this. And, some of them would like to know what's going on with the numbers. But, why do you even need that information? I don't even understand why you would need. What are you going to do with those numbers? Huh? Are you going to write about it? Well, see, that's why I can't tell you. And she goes on to avoid it and say, well, I'm just going to direct you over here to this weird website where they keep some track of something to do with people who got shots and maybe get COVID. There might be one or two numbers there. I don't know why you need that information. Let's just move on. That's where they're at. That is where we are living. The government is flipped on its head. This is what we screamed and yelled about for the entire 2020 before the election. This is what these people want. They want total and utter control. It's totalitarianism. Ask a question, well, why would you need those numbers? We're not going to give you that. Why would we tell you that? We're not telling you anything. It's like the guy a couple weeks ago. It said, well, really, we have the right to know whatever about you because the government spent billions and trillions of dollars to make sure everybody had money during COVID. It's our money. We have to pay it back. What the hell are you talking about? Didn't have a bake sale to raise that money. It's just bizarre, but it's bizarre for this country. It's not bizarre if you've, dealt with anything surrounding any of the totalitarian or communist regimes at all. This isn't weird. This is normal everyday practice. This is normal business. But for here in America, it is very out of the ordinary. It's very just destructive, and it just blows my mind. Why do you need that information? What would you be doing with those numbers? And the lady did have a good answer. She said, well, for transparency, you said you're the most transparent administration that there's ever been. So try some transparency. What are the numbers? What are we talking about? Let people know the truth. But That's not where things are going. That's not where things are going. And this stuff is getting absolutely out of control, completely out of control. And of course, today is a big day. Today is a huge day. Do you know what today is? Today is the beginning of the 1/6 Commission, the day democracy almost died. Yeah, and you have to say it like that, the whole thing. You can't just say 1/6, January 6th. I mean, that's just not powerful enough. I mean, considering it was, according to them, it's the worst attack on democracy since the Civil War. I mean, it makes 9/11 look like nothing the way they talk. I mean, that's literally what these people have said. Is it grotesque? Is it sickening? Is it batshit crazy? Yeah, it's all those things. It's all of that and more. To even compare anything to any of those events. Civil War, 650,000 Americans died in the Civil War. 650,000 died. Just Americans in the Civil War. It's no comparison to 1/6. I mean, I saw people with flags, okay? All right. I mean, I know there were stacks and stacks of dead bodies in the Civil War, but, I mean, did they have Trump flags? No. Well, see, wasn't anywhere near as bad. I mean, did they break windows? I mean, 9/11. Nobody saw any broken windows on 9/11. How could you even compare it? People with Trump flags breaking a few windows? I can't imagine. How could you even compare the two? Oh, it's just so much worse. I mean, the day democracy almost died. It's just so disgusting. It's not just stupid. It's not just, hyperbole. It is disgusting. These people should be so embarrassed. They should be too embarrassed to show their faces in public for ever suggesting any of this. They should be shamed. And I don't usually go along with public shaming or anything else, but they should be publicly laughed at every time they walk out of somewhere. As soon as they open their mouth about January 6th, oh, we're going to have the commission, people should just burst out laughing, point at them, act like they're, act like they got poop smeared on the back of their pants, or, they got a huge zit on their forehead that they, didn't take care of, something like that. You should literally fall down and laugh your ass off, because that's how stupid this is. Absolutely ridiculous. And of course, Pelosi had to come out and talk about her nonpartisan commission. Okay, this is important. I mean, you thought 9/11 was important. Pales in comparison. There was bear spray there, okay? I didn't see bear spray on 9/11, right? Am I right? No, you didn't see any bear spray. No, you didn't. Anyway, she goes on to talk about her nonpartisan commission, because of course it's nonpartisan. I mean, she added so many people on the right. I mean, she put Liz Cheney on there, and we know how right-wing Liz Cheney is. I mean, she's so right-wing, she's practically a Democrat. In fact, in some ways, she's worse than a Democrat. But she did get on the commission. Now, anybody that actually has real questions and is a real Republican, they got kicked off. They're not allowed to be there. I mean, they may ask a real question like, why the hell are you talking about this so much? Or they may ask questions like, why did you move the barricades and wave people into the building and then sit here crying like a bitch talking about people overrunning you? I don't know. That would just be one question you could rattle off real quick that may cause a problem, and it wouldn't be the 1/6 commission, the day democracy almost died. Yeah, you wouldn't want that. So here she is talking about her nonpartisan commission.
And I want to start with the January 6th Commission, the investigation that you have launched in the House. I know that this came about because the Republicans rejected a bipartisan independent commission, also rejected a Senate commission as well. But your decision to reject Congress...
Why did they reject it, huh? It's a bold idea. It's a bold move, Cotton. It really is a bold move, Cotton, to reject a commission to investigate a riot that broke some windows and then what else happened? Oh, they walked around the building. Somebody almost got away with Nancy Pelosi's podium. Yes, you heard me right. Almost got away with Nancy Pelosi's podium. I don't know how we can live with stuff like that. I mean, it would have been much better if they could have flown planes into large buildings and killed thousands of innocent people. I mean, at least it wouldn't be so terrible. Maybe they could start a war between the states of the United States and kill 650,000 Americans. Then they would be better. But they didn't do any of that. They showed up to the Capitol with bear spray and flags. And a few windows got broken. So you can see how desperately we need to get to the bottom of this. Desperately. I mean, how could we ever withstand that sort of attack again? I don't know how you withstand an attack like that. People with flags and bear spray. Whew, that's rough. That's rough. I'll tell you. Actually, we should just do what we should have done the whole time and turn this into satire. That's what it is. It's a show. It's a sham. Make it satire. That's exactly how you combat this. You make fun of it because it is laughable. People go, oh, well, you're not taking it seriously. Well, hell no, I'm not taking it seriously. Did you see last year? Were you around last year? Were you alive? No one seemed to take it seriously when people were getting killed and entire cities were set on fire. So no, absolutely not do I take it seriously. No, I'm not going to. Well, you need to realize it was serious. No, I don't. Who says I have to? No one. That's the beauty of being an American. It's the beauty of being an American adult. I don't actually have to do anything. Isn't that the beautiful part about it? So no, I don't have to agree that it was serious. No, I don't have to agree that it was, it's the worst thing in the world. Was it good? No, I guess not. Was it a serious incident? Not really. I mean, they did show up with flags and bear spray. And it was apparently very, very well attended by, Capitol Police informants, FBI informants, FBI agents. Well, that's weird. In fact, last week we heard that a DEA agent was there to try to keep the peace. And now he's been arrested because he had his firearm. I wonder what could be the reason for a federal agent to have his firearm. It's weird. It almost seems like it was issued to him for him to carry. Weird. When you get that desperate, when you get that far down the rabbit hole, it's a joke. It's all a joke. Make it a joke. That is what it is. It is an absolute joke. Let's listen to what the hell this drunk asshole has to say about her little commission.
And Jim Jordan and Jim Banks from the committee has drawn fire from Republicans. The Freedom Caucus is seeking to depose you as Speaker, and Liz Cheney is now the only Republican member of the committee. Are you concerned about the Freedom Caucus threat, and are you confident that the committee's work can be seen as credible if most Republicans won't participate?
Well, thank you. First of all, thank you for the opportunity to be with you this morning. We have many challenges.
I just finished up my morning vodka.
My honor to discuss them with you. First of all, no, I'm not concerned about any threat from the Freedom Caucus. We get those every day of the week. Our confidence that we have in the work of our bipartisan committee that we have now, Select Committee, led by Chairman Benny Thompson, bipartisan with the participation of a very courageous member of Congress, Congresswoman Liz Cheney, is high. My confidence is high.
Yes, that's a great bipartisan effort to have everyone is a Democrat, and we have the one Republican that the Republicans kicked out because she's an insane neocon that just wants to start wars all over the world. We're very confident we'll get to the bottom of this. And of course they're not worried about anybody, from the Freedom Caucus because, well, that's an outmoded idea. Freedom? We don't worry about freedom here. And that should have been the statement. Why don't you just admit it? We're not worried about freedom here. We don't plan on letting the American people have freedom anymore. So that's a bold move. We're not going to worry about freedom. Yeah, of course you're not. Of course you're not. Bipartisan, not even close. Is it going to be a I don't know, what do you call it? A feelings porn video for the next week? Yes, it's going to be a whole bunch of grown men sitting in a room, bawling their eyes out because someone showed up with a flag and bear spray. Now, I'm not saying bear spray is pleasant. It's not, obviously. It chases away bears. So I believe it's made with peppers. So it could burn you a little, could irritate your eyes. I'm pretty sure it's not going to kill you. It may not be pleasant. No. But let's think about that for a second. We're comparing it to the Civil War and 9/11. I got a quick poll for everybody. Would you rather have some bear spray, or would you rather be fallen on by the tallest buildings on the planet? Take a minute and decide which ones. I know it's going to be a hard choice. How about riding into a plane while it crashes into some of the tallest buildings on the planet, or bear spray? Just a quick poll. I'm just asking. Asking for a friend. He wants to know which he should choose, A or B. Oh, here's another one. Let's choose a bear spray or 650,000 Americans being killed. Shot with a musket or bear spray. Give me a minute. I know it's going to be a hard choice. God, these people are stupid. They're just stupid. They think we are all stupid. And that's what insults me. I don't care that they're stupid. I guess we're in America. They have the right to be stupid. But stop pretending I'm as stupid as you are. Shut the hell up and go the hell away. That is what needs to happen. Sick of hearing about this. I've been sick of hearing about it since, I don't know, January 7th. I've been sick of hearing about it. Unfortunately, it will not go away. And to even our worst detriment, it has now turned into China. We have gone full in. No joke. But not only was this all, people are tracked down everywhere. People are tracked down through whatever their purchases. The credit card companies gave it up and said, here's all the people that charged anything in Washington, D.C. on January 6th. See if you can find your people in there. Highly illegal. Just absolute bastardization of anything that comes even close to personal privacy. And this wasn't a warrant, by the way. I know we discussed this when it happened, but these companies were not presented with a warrant from a judge to say, hey, we need to know about this or this. They just willingly called up the government and said, hey guys, here's all the people that charge stuff in Washington, D.C., okay? So if you'd like to arrest a whole bunch of them, here you go. So it's absolutely disgusting. But earlier today, I saw this clip from CNN. It is the most disgusting thing. I'm going to rant about it for a while because this is well beyond anything we've seen so far, and this really, truly is the sign that America is going down the scariest road that I've ever seen. I'll be right back.
Rated the worst, losing the most bags, shrinking legroom during COVID. American requires passengers to show ID to fly, but attacks Texas's popular voter ID law. Why is CEO Doug Parker trying to appease the radical left? To distract from billions in taxpayer bailouts, from his $10 million payday, from Americans' record layoffs. Doug Parker, American Airlines, serve your customers, not woke politicians. Is constantly political. Why? Cover. Congressional reports suspect Nike used forced labor in China. Religious minorities were ripped from their families, sterilized, sold to factories. Nike made shoes in those same areas. Congress tried to ban Nike's labor practices. Nike fought back with highly paid lobbyists. Rather than hiring Americans, Nike chose China. John Donahoe, Nike, stop exploiting foreign labor. Serve your customers, not woke politicians. Is getting political, attacking Georgia's popular voting law. Why? To distract from years of dismal sales, terrible 2020 results. Reports suspecting they benefited from forced labor in China. Coca-Cola products are poisoning America's youth and worsening the obesity epidemic. So the company tried funding phony science to minimize the harms, but they got busted. James Quincy, Coca-Cola, stop poisoning our children. Serve your customers, not woke politicians.
All right, I'm back. And this is the part that just sinks so low. I don't know. It's really hard to even think that this is possible in the U.S. in this day and age. It just is impossible for me to wrap my head around what happened. But this is what happens when you indoctrinate children. This really is the product of indoctrination of children. This is a little long. I'm going to take some breaks in it or whatever because it is disgusting and horrible. So the announcement came out that another one of the January 6th, the day democracy almost died, one of the participants, another one had been arrested. He had been informed on, and they had now picked him up. Thank goodness. Oh, we all rest easier now, right? Turns out he was turned in. Here's a little bit more of the story. This is so disgusting. Where is it? Oh, thought I lost it for a minute. Here we go.
First Cuomo. He's now been charged with unlawful entry at the U.S. Capitol and obstruction of justice for threatening his own family. According to FBI documents, he told his own son and daughter, if you turn me in, you're a traitor, and you know what happens to traitors. Traitors get shot. To his own kids, he said that.
To his own kids, he said that.
Didn't take long for the FBI to find him.
Oh, my God.
His 18-year-old son.
Pause it for a second.
For the FBI to find him. His 18-year-old son knew that his father had changed, and he feared for his own safety and the safety.
I do not like this guy.
He feared enough that he tipped off the FBI about his own father. Can you imagine being put in that position?
I can't.
First of all, I have a big problem with this story on the premise of it because I don't know if you've noticed, but for some reason, mainstream media a lot likes to lie about things. Now, if he had literally told his kids that he was going to shoot them, there would be a whole different situation going into this. So that's why I find it highly, highly questionable what's going on. Or if they took a statement, he goes, you know what happens to traitors? Traitors get shot. Okay, or we used to shoot traitors. I've said that on here. I said that about Mark Milley. So, whatever. I said that about him, that he was a traitor, and we used to either hang or shoot traitors. That's what they used to do. Last I checked, it's America, and you're allowed to say things. Weird. But anyway, so his son turned him in, which I'll go into all this in a minute. But listen to this interview. Of course, it's fucking Cuomo. Of course, it's, donkey himself, Cuomo. Talking to this kid, and you can tell the whole time. We're going to do some we'll pause it as we go through, but check this out. Here you go.
Jackson Reffin joins us now.
Oh, wow. Okay. Jackson.
I know you love your family, and I know this is hard, so help people understand, why did you feel you had to let authorities know about what was being done to your father and what was happening in his own head?
What was being done to him? Okay.
I don't really know how to explain it.
Then what are you doing on the show?
It just felt like the right thing.
Right.
Regardless of my emotions and how I felt and how much I loved my family and my dad.
Yeah.
I was worried. I didn't think he would actually do anything bad.
All right, so I'm going to pause it right there. You didn't think he was actually going to do anything bad. Well, apparently not, since you told everybody that he threatened to shoot you. So, first off, you're a lying sack. Second of all, you lost all respect from me, period, as a human being, because you called the feds on your own father. Let that sink in. This is China. This is Soviet Russia. This is Venezuela. This is the shit that happens. Get ready for this. The government is more important than your father, you lousy piece of garbage. The people who gave you life, that have taken care of you, fed you, clothed you, housed you, is more important? What part of that is more important? The window at the Capitol building is more important to you than the man who clothed you, fed you, housed you, gave you life? What kind of quizzling, spineless, worthless human is that? I don't know. I don't know. Where do you find those fucking assholes? I don't know. This is a product of complete and total indoctrination. It really is. This is what you get. This is what happened in Mao's China. This is what happened in Soviet Russia. This is what happened in Nazi Germany. This is what happened in fascist Italy. This is what happens in socialist Venezuela. This is what happens. The state becomes more important than your family, and that's when they win, because then there is no trust anywhere. Nothing works. It is the destruction of the family, because that's the point. Now, if your father has been killing people and putting them in the backyard, yeah, call the police. I got it. That's a completely different conversation. Your dad went and waved a flag and walked into the Capitol building? You deserve no respect. Period. None. And trust me, I won't give you any. We're going to continue.
Him saying anything even remotely threatening to me and my sister and my family and government officials, it was just too much.
Oh, he was saying threatening of things about government officials? Oh, I'm so sorry. Where did you get dinner last night, asshole? Just a question. Quick question. Hey, where did you grow up at? Was it in a house? Did somebody provide all that for you? Was it the government officials that have provided it for you? I think not.
It wasn't just one conversation, Jackson. Help people understand the context. Like, for how long had you been watching your father change, and what seemed to be the influence on him, and what seemed to be that change?
What are you going for there? What was the influence on you?
I wish I could tell you exactly what, but it's
no, you can.
you can.
It's Donald Trump. I just set you up for it. Come on. I'm gonna have to ask it another way now.
He's changed a lot.
Oh, he's changed.
How so?
How so? How so?
He's been more active on his...
No, he's been active? Oh, no.
On the internet.
Oh, no.
Obviously, the militia and the far-right extremists he's been involved with recently.
Okay.
Really?
It's not good.
He's been a lot more...
He better not
I don't want to say
stuff
aggressive.
on Twitter.
He doesn't want to say aggressive. Okay, then why did you say it?
More scared.
More scared? He's been more scared.
Wonder why he'd be more scared. Wonder why he's being more scared and more paranoid. Let me think. Maybe because he's got a little traitorous asshole in his house that wants to narc to the FBI on his dad. You think that might make people paranoid? You think that might make people a little bit more worried? Seems like those two could be connected. But you know what? He didn't do it out of altruism and a concern for the country. We're going to dial this all in. And of course, Cuomo is trying hard, going to ask it 15 different ways because he's looking for one name. All he wants from this kid is Donald Trump. That's all he wants. Your dad's bad. You did the right thing by being a little narc to the government because you're a good little commie, and it was all Donald Trump's fault. That's all Cuomo wanted out of the whole thing, and he keeps working on it.
Feel about it?
No.
I actually never even knew he was going to D.C. until the day he left.
Because he doesn't have to report to you.
I'm sure it was because of my political views, but I'm not sure.
Oh.
Really? Your political views, huh? Strange. You think that has anything to do with you being a little narc? Huh. Wonder. Huh. I guess you follow the teachings of little commie Sanders, and you thought it would be so much better to narc on the man who actually provided for you to be alive today. No, it's much more important to be so much more loyal to the party, right? Let's go.
And when he would explain to you what he thought was going on in the country, how would he describe it?
Oh, yeah. Donald Trump, President Donald Trump.
He said it as if it was the end of times, or that this country was on the brink of its own collapse.
Oh, no.
But I think it was just him
to
boost his own agenda.
Oh.
And make it seem more like what he wanted.
Wait.
When you would talk to your mom about this or any other family, could any of them explain it? Did they see it the same way you did?
It was Donald Trump's fault. Go ahead.
No. I'm kind of alone on my family right now.
Yeah, you're kind of alone in your family. Why? Because you turned on your family, you little asshole. I don't know why you're in a room. I hope that's not the house that your parents provided for you, because you shouldn't be. And you don't get to take your fancy little computer, none of that shit with you unless you paid for him. How about pack your shit and see if one of those little commie bastards that you love so much, see if they'll provide you dinner. Oh, and a place to live. Oh, and a conveyance to get there. Otherwise, nature's a little harsh. You think the government's bad, or you think the right wing's bad, try Mother Nature. She's a real bitch. And that's the point. That's what you should do. I don't care who says what about any of it. Anyone that wants to narc on their family over some shit like this, hit the bricks. And then you're going to find out real quick what the real world's about. And trust me, it's not a magical feelings place. Mother Nature will take your life with no regard whatsoever. And trust me, nature doesn't give a shit about how you feel. Why it does it.
Views about my family, and I do love him.
And his political views,
and I do care for him, but that doesn't.
That's a lie. You do not love him and care for him, since you love and care for the government much, much more, because you're a little commie party member.
Ignore everything else he said and done. What he said, and there's no taking that back. And the fact that he said that is enough for me to tell authorities.
Oh, wow.
This is not a political argument between a father and a son who are both strong-willed. You have real concerns about your father getting hurt.
And about Donald Trump.
Shut up, donkey.
Do you think Donald Trump will kill him?
It wasn't just a political thing.
Right. What was it?
I was worried about what could possibly happen.
Right. Why are they stressing it's not just a political thing? Because they know they're talking about little commie bullshit. It's like being in Mao's China, Stalin's Russia. This is the shit that happened. And they're like, oh God, wow, what we just broadcast. Boy, this looks really bad. Let's make sure we hammer on it. Oh, this isn't political at all. He was just really, really worried that his dad may buy another Trump flag. He may even purchase a bear spray. And that would be bad. That would be scary for the country. Oh boy. Oh shit.
About what could
even remotely?
Even remotely.
Was just.
But you said
I was a nervous wreck.
What's your best sense?
I was a nervous wreck.
What's your best sense of what was driving his change and his fear?
Mm-hmm.
Say it.
Obviously, the man in charge at the time, I feel really manipulated him into thinking what he is thinking now. I'm not obviously not sure about that, but
okay. He finally made it. He made it all the way. He didn't say the name though, so I guess Donkey is a little pissed off. Donkey on CNN's a little pissed off. He didn't quite get him to say the name. Say the name. Say the name. Say the name. Come on. I've asked you 15 different ways. You haven't said the name. Say the name. This is disgusting. And I think the kids should be eating at the local mission tonight, sleeping on a cot and figuring out why. why your first loyalty is to, I don't know, your family and not to the government. That would be a really, really good lesson. Why don't you see what we're having for dinner and then what they're having at the government mission? And you'll find out where your loyalty should really lie. It's real simple. It's real easy. Your nice comfy room with all your amenities and your nice little bed, or a fucking cot in the corner while homeless crazy people rock and moan and you get slop on a shingle. How's that? How's that for a real life lesson real quick? How nervous will you be then? You think you'll be a little nervous wreck? I hope so. Because then you can figure out what the real world is all about. It's not a magical feelings place. The guy next to you that has burned his brain out doing PCP and crack will strangle you in your sleep to take your tennis shoes. I don't think he's going to ask you how you feel about it either. This is disgusting. This is the one thing that made me absolutely nauseous, and it's pathetic is what it is. Oh, what'd you feel? How'd you feel? What was making him do that? Please just say Donald Trump. It's so disgusting. But I do agree, and I'm sure most of you agree too, that Chris Cuomo on CNN looks exactly like Donkey from Shrek. He really does. In fact, when they do, because they've been doing this for a while, right? With movies, they're like, oh, well, here's the animated. Well, now we're going to do a more real version. We're going to get a real person to play, the genie or whatever for Aladdin and all that. I've already got the perfect donkey because he's on TV every night. And not a lot of makeup needed. He just looks like a jackass. So he would be perfect. He is perfect. So what are some of the ways that this happens? What could possibly go on in this country, in this world, that would make kids act like this? And some of it is on display all the time. All the time it is on display. Part of it is critical race theory. When you start brainwashing children into this stupid ideology, they start to believe it. Why? They're impressionable. That's why we call them impressionable children. That's why we had already laid out these ground rules and said, hey, listen, we're not going to expose children to certain things. We don't expose children to things like porn and all these other sexual things. Why? Because they're impressionable and we're not trying to screw them up for life. They can figure this out when they are adults. We agreed on this because we know what happens. I.e. Hitler Youth is a prime example of what you can do if you indoctrinate children. They are much more impressionable, their brains aren't fully formed, and there's a hell of a lot of damage, and we all know the hell of a lot of damage you can do. So we agree to keep hands off. Well, obviously, the leftists, the crazies, they know that too. That's why they want to have the children, because then they can screw them up for life, and they can keep total control and power, and that's what they want to do. So how does this get started? So here's some things. We're going to dip into the critical race insanity. And this is what happens. I'm telling you. You think that kid was bad. This is another step in the same direction. This is what happens. I'm telling you. Here's a guy talking about why black people apparently hate Asians. I didn't think you were allowed to say that out loud, but this black guy says it's fine to say that black people hate Asians. But it's not their fault.
The widespread animosity between Asian people and black people is probably one of the sneakiest tricks ever pulled to uphold white supremacy.
Whoa.
I've seen a lot of black people scoff at the idea that the black community should stand in solidarity and support of the Asian community right now. And to justify this, they say, oh, Asian people don't like us, they don't help us, why should we help them? And the answer is quite simple, because white people don't want us to. It's the same reason that white people pit black men against black women or light-skinned people against dark-skinned people, because we're a lot easier to control when we're divided. The anti-black and anti-Asian sentiments in our respective communities didn't develop organically, they were put there. They're the product of systems of white supremacy specifically designed to keep people of color disenfranchised in this country. We need to build bridges and stand with the Asian American community and to start dismantling the anti-Asian hatred within ourselves. Because it gets us nowhere, it weakens us both, and there is no question that we would all be stronger together.
Yes. Yeah, I have a migraine after listening to that too. that's just stupid. I mean, can you imagine this? I mean, I know people have tried this when they got in trouble before. You know, they're like, well, see what happened. I robbed the bank because this guy said this to this guy 500 years ago, and that did this, and this did that. And then suddenly yesterday, it all came together, and that guy made me do it. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's absolutely the stupidest thing ever. But this is how it works. This is how you indoctrinate kids. They get this dumb. They really do. They're like, well, you know, black people hate Asian people because of white people. Wait a second. What do we have anything to do with it? You said black people hate Asians. White people weren't even mentioned. We're not even a part of that. What the hell are you talking about? But it's great. It's a way of saying, well, I know. You know, you look around and you see, because we had all the Asian hate attacks, right? They've been showing it, and it's black guys, mainly black guys going around being douchebags to old Asian people. So everybody can see it. So instead of owning up and saying, hey, these guys are douchebags, you don't have to say all black people. Why would you say that? Say, look, that guy's an asshole. That guy right there is an asshole. See what he just did? That dude's an asshole. Take him to jail. He's an asshole. See, that's how you normally do it. And if you were, you know, somewhat coherent and maybe, I don't know, lean to the right, you would say, listen, here's some individuals that have serious problems. They have issues. They did wrong things. We're going to take them to jail now because apparently they can't keep their hands off elderly Asian people. But no, you can't take responsibility for anything. It's all somebody else's fault. That's how we got here. That's how all this stuff started. And everybody bitched about it, you know, 20, 30 years ago when it started to become the most popular thing in the world to say everybody else is the reason I do bad things. I couldn't possibly be the reason. And everybody bitched about it, but nobody corrected it. And we let it grow like a cancer. And that was their plan. That's how they got it in the door. Now we're all the way down the road to critical race theory. That's why, you know, when people got upset, and that's when people get all up, you know, up in arms and say, well, you're just picking on this little minor thing. What's it matter if, you know, somebody says that? That's not a big deal. The reason you have to counter it right then is because 20 years down the road, you've got a dumbass like that going, well, yeah, I mean, black people hate Asian people, but it's really Whitey's fault. You know, those white guys out there, you know, man, you know, they're going to work and taking care of their family, and, you know, they just really make me hate Asian people. What the hell are you talking about? It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Where does that come from? It starts in the little seed of saying, well, nothing's my fault. You know, it was my parents' fault, or it's somebody else's fault. No one can take responsibility for themselves. That was an issue 20, 30 years ago. I remember in my lifetime, a big push started for everything somebody else's fault. And now it has just ballooned into this albatross of things like critical race theory. Nothing is actually your fault. It's everyone else's fault. So here you go. This is a Penn State professor. You're going to love this. Congratulations, Penn State, by the way. Listen, I'm a West Virginia fan. I wasn't a fan of Penn State anyway. So the fact that you have garbage people like this teaching garbage classes isn't a real surprise. I mean, you did have the coach that liked to touch boys a lot, apparently. So, oops. Apparently it's an epidemic at Penn State. Anyway, stupidity apparently is the new problem at Penn State. Listen to this.
To be less white is to be less oppressive, less arrogant, less certain, less defensive, less ignorant. Be more humble, listen, believe, break with party, and break with white solidarity.
Okay, let me pause that really quick. Now, right here, I would already be screaming at this guy that you're just a bigot. Okay, because you're a bigot. Anyway, so we'll break it down. Have to break with party. Were you aware that there was a white party? I've never heard of this. It's really weird. You know, from somebody who's done a lot of reading and studying and going back through history about different political things throughout the U.S. history, I completely missed the white party. That's weird. Now, you could have said that about maybe the old Democrat Party, who really loves slavery. Maybe you could have made a point for that being the white party, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't. So I'm not really sure, but a lot of that stuff, man, it's just blatantly ignorant on his part. But unfortunately, it doesn't get any better. Let's check out some more of this here.
What do you think about that?
Like, I think, it's more or less just recognizing the advantages you have in life, whatever that may be, and not thinking yourself superior because of that.
What white people would find that offensive?
Conservatives, I guess.
Well, what is...
Now, isn't that interesting? They're not teaching like, oh, well, maybe really racist people would find this offensive. Maybe this would find... They're literally indoctrinating people for the Democrat Party. He just said it. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess conservatives would find that offensive. Really? People in general should find it offensive because it's just racist garbage. This guy goes further, though. You think that's it? No, that's not it. He's got a lot further to go.
Like, what's the point that it's trying to say?
I don't know how to say. I don't want to get canceled, so I'm trying to be careful what I say.
Who have you guys oppressed today?
I haven't oppressed anyone today.
Are you sure of that, dude? You're breathing. Have you left your house today?
Yes.
Okay, so you may have oppressed somebody.
What the actual fuck was that? Are you breathing? Well, then you probably oppressed somebody. You're white. This is the kind of shit that would make Hitler smile. Because that's what he lived for. Are you a Jew? Well, of course you're the scum of the earth. That's Hitler. That was his... I mean, are you breathing? Well, then you're still a problem. These people have taken their masks off. They are little fascists. They are little pieces of bigoted garbage. The man should have been summarily fired right then, walked out the door, kicked in the ass, and told, get the hell out and don't ever show your face around here again. You want to be a little bigot? You can go do it on the street corner, but you're not doing it here. Get your ass out. That's what you should do. Period. That's how people become indoctrinated, and you have children turning their parents in to federal agents because they love the government more than they love the people who gave them life. Never thought I'd have to deal with that in the U.S., but apparently we do. That doesn't end all of it. Here we go. Well, here, this is another one. I'm just going to play this real quick. There's Robin DiAngelo. She talks about what assholes white people are. Listen to this. Stupidity.
I'll never forget asking a group, okay, so what if you could just give us feedback on our inevitable and often unaware racist assumptions and behaviors? And I'll never forget this black man raising his hand and saying, it would be revolutionary.
Wow.
And just take that in. I just want all the white people to just take that in. Revolutionary, that we would receive the feedback with grace, reflect, and seek to change our behavior. That's how difficult we are. Wow. That's how big a-holes we are.
Yeah. Well, I agree. You are a ginormous asshole. You are. I agree wholeheartedly. Yeah, it was never a truer statement than the two people on that video are ginormous assholes. I agree. Not for the same reason you're saying, but you are a ginormous asshole. Wow. How special do you have to be? I asked this guy, if you could tell me how bad I am, what would that look like? And he said, it would be revolutionary. Oh my God. Oh, fainted. It was just so overwhelming. The magnitude. These people are morons. They are the moronic, bigoted little bastards and assholes that we've always known that they were. That's who these people are. They just couldn't sell their white hoods as well anymore, so they found a different way to write it. They based it on Marxism, and they ran away with it. I mean, you could take literally speeches like that and take it back, 100 years, and they would have little white hoods on. And that's where they're at. That's who these people are. That's exactly who the hell they are. But not to be outdone, this will be the last little tidbit for today. I was watching Tucker last night, and I guess Tucker wasn't on. It was Mark Stein, which I find him funny. He's pretty good. Anyway, he covered the Dallas Justice Now, put out a pledge that they wanted all the good little white people to do because, well, you know, depending on a meritocracy and stuff and letting people really exceed as far as they can, you know, on their own merits is, I mean, that's just too much trouble. They put out a statement about what you should do, what the pledge you should take as a white person. And he read the pledge, and I thought it was great just because his accent's great. And so he read the pledge that they issued, and here it is.
As a white person with privilege, both from my whiteness and my neighborhood, I recognize the need to make sacrifices for the purpose of correcting hundreds of years of murder, slavery, discrimination, and lack of educational and economic opportunities perpetrated upon people of color. I understand that access to top schools is a key component in economic and social advancement. Therefore, I commit that my children will not apply to or attend any Ivy League school or U.S. News and World Report Top 50 school. So that position at that school is available for people of color to help correct historical wrongs.
Wow. I mean, that's important. It also goes on to say that they're going to publish the people who sign it and those who refuse. Oh boy. They're going to put that out. Wow. Man. That's powerful. All the white people need to just stop going to school. I mean, that's the message. Why are you going to school, whitey? You need to drop out of school. I mean, how demeaning is that to black people and people of color? How demeaning is that? To say you're coming right out and being a white supremacist yourself and going, well, the only way you're ever going to get into those good schools is if all the superior white kids drop out and let you in. You didn't hear that? I heard that. That's exactly what it said. That's exactly what it said. It said, please drop out. So, you know, what the hell? I've never heard anything that just blatantly racist. I mean, it is true white supremacy. That's what it is. Say, well, listen, nobody could get into any of these schools unless all the white people drop out. So they should go ahead and sign up and drop out so they can let you in. That is absolute garbage. It's total racism both ways. You're being racist towards white people. You're being racist towards black people. It's just an absolute garbage dump. Ugh. It kills me. And then they put it out and everybody, you know, just claps and cheers and, oh, isn't that so amazing? Oh, look, that's so nice. They're wanting to give people a leg up. No, they're not. No, they're literally saying that those people couldn't get a leg up unless all the white people drop out. That's what's going on. It is disgusting. It's sad. And that's what leads you to little assholes that like to tell on their parents for spraying bear spray. I don't even think he did that. He just walked into the building. That's what he was charged with, was entering the Capitol. Wow. Yeah, hate for that. I bet you he worked all of his life and paid taxes. Wonder how much of his tax money went to build that Capitol building. Maybe he'd like to walk in. You know, when you pay for things, sometimes you like to walk inside them. Huh, weird. The one last thing, I do have to laugh. I know we were laughing about the Texas Democrats who ran to Washington, D.C., and now they're fugitives because they don't want to go home and they don't want to vote and all that garbage. And the other thing that happened was kind of funny. They took off. They were sending all their selfies and pictures of them riding on their private jet, and they didn't have masks, and they had their Miller Lite, which really tells you where they're at in life. But anyway, they ended up getting COVID, but they don't call that a super spreader event. Apparently, they spread it to quite a few people at the Capitol. But hey, that's not a problem because they're Democrats. They can't be, super spreaders. That's only Republicans. But to make it even better, I'll end on this hilarious note. They put out a tweet. They need care packages. They want Dr. Pepper and hairspray and salsa and chips. And could someone please send some money? There's just, they need care packages. Wow. Saying that they're not self-aware is the least of that. They're morons. You are jackasses. You make plenty of freaking money. Go to the store and buy you some crap. We already pay your salary. Why would we buy you more crap? The taxpayers from Texas are paying you plenty of money to not do your job right now. Use your phone. Order it from Amazon. I don't really give a shit. You should be eating bread and water in a Texas jail, and hopefully you will soon, just because it'll be entertainment to all the rest of us. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. I will be back on Friday. I am sure that no less than the universe will catch on fire between now and then, so I'm sure there'll be no shortage of material. If you like the show, if you like it, please rate and review it. It helps so much. The stars, they mean a lot. Apple Podcast, Stitcher, Spotify. There's so many. There's a ton of them, and we are at all of them, available everywhere, even iHeartRadio podcast. Or if you don't want to deal with any of the platforms, you can just go directly to erics-america.com. All the episodes are there, up about an hour after they conclude here, and you can listen to it without having to deal with any of those services, and you can leave a comment right there on it. So let me know if you like it, if you hate it. Either way, doesn't really matter. If you'd like to send a message or send a question, anything like that, you can do so at Eric's America Pod. That's Facebook. It comes directly to me. You can do so, like I said, on the website, erics-america.com, or you can just send an old-fashioned email. I think it still works. I check it every once in a while. That's Eric's America Pod at Gmail. All one word, all lowercase, nothing else. All of it comes directly to me because I'm the only one here, and I'll continue to be the only one here. It's fine. I will be back on Friday. I hope you have a good week. I hope maybe the universe doesn't completely engulf in flames, and maybe we'll have better news on Friday. Until then, just remember, it's no agenda, just America.